Hey guys, good morning. Today is Sunday, May 3rd. I'm going to give a little update of how the week went, but we're going to kind of do it through the workouts. So I'm going to start off with the calf machine and kind of go from there. I ended up ordering some lifting shoes. I don't know if I'm going to say the name correctly, but Otish. I'm gonna try them out today, especially for like the squats and the deadlifts. I'm excited. I tried them on yesterday and they felt pretty solid. So I'm gonna kind of do it with socks and without socks, see which one feels better. But I'm gonna warm up with this with the calves, do some of the machines before I go do the squat stuff, and then I'm gonna try to do a running test on the treadmill. I'm gonna probably do one set of 5 minutes, and if I don't completely hurt the knee, I'll probably wait another 5 minutes and then try to do another 5 minutes on there and then call it good for the day and see how the knee reacts. I guess later on today and tomorrow, I'll ice and do all that stuff. Um, I'll also update you on what the doc said and kind of let you know what the procedure for that is. But just kind of not to give the lead away, but let's just say I want to look for a second opinion. But for right now, let me get these shoes on, warm up, and go from there. All right, I just finished up over at the seated calf machine. That went pretty solid. Um, Next plan will be to do these next machines over here, leg extensions and seated hamstring curls. Um, so how the rest of the week went was pretty solid. Upper body was doing pretty good. Was definitely pushing it there. Lower body wise, on Friday, I I really worked on getting some heavier weights on the squats and the deadlifts because usually I get pretty scared adding weight to those two workouts just because in the past it has hurt my back, aka I ended up during that time that I would do that workout, I would be feeling really weak or really tired, and then I try to push myself more than I need to, and then I end up tweaking the back. So I'm always very careful with those exercises, and I usually try to listen to my body a lot when it comes to doing those two exercises, and that's why I kind of do the more quarter, 1/3 squat version of them and sitting down and going up than doing like the full range just because I don't know. I ain't trying to prove nothing, and it's more for working that small area just because of jumping and running and all that good stuff. But I was able to hit, let's see, 245s, 25, I think what 275 for the squat, but it was more of a I would have the safeties on, have the bar there, and I'll explode up with it. I'll show a video of it. Uh, just working on getting used to that weight on my body because that's the big thing. Carrying that much weight, I can feel it, but being able to know that I can just go up with it and then put the weight back down is really nice. And for deadlifts, I was able to add a couple more weights on that as well. The big limiting factor for that was actually my grip, and I could tell like as I was doing the sets more, I couldn't hold on anymore, which then put a big strain on the rest of my body. So I just have to be careful with that. I think that's the whole point of using the straps, but I need to find something that's pretty decent. But I could never get the straps on the bar or anything else like that. I did it before in the past, but I just haven't had any luck. Let's do a little quick warm up of the legs. the first leg extension. Usually I like doing singles on these just so I can gauge where the knee is at. Ooh, let's go a little bit lighter. And we gotta wake everything up. Ooh, oh yeah, it's feeling a little tender. Funny part is on that Friday, I was actually doing leg extension single at 100 for each side. So right now it just feels a little tender. So I don't know. I always have to kind of wait and see with the body. So today might be a little bit lighter just because I did go heavier on Friday. Kind of the big. So unfortunately, I ran out of memory on my phone, so you weren't able to get the other yapping portion of the content earlier. But just to kind of summarize it, I want to try different type of content when it comes to more of advice for like my younger self, what I would like to hear if I had used social media the way I do now to gather information, what wish I would have done differently, what wish I would have known. Uh, I gave an example of in high school and college taking more difficult classes and classes that sound interesting. Like for example, I wanted to learn more about like U.S. history, civics stuff, kind of figure out what happened between like the 1950s and the early 2000s. I feel like we never got to really know more about that because it's usually always the same crap from long time ago that we already know. But now we're gonna do the squats and deadlift, but I'm gonna start with the squats first. I'm gonna do some warm ups and then I'll yipper yapper about some other crap in a little bit. So doing a little bit of the warm up feels a little heavy for me right now, even for just being 45s on each side. So I'm gonna be cautious. I'll probably stay at 225, but I'll kind of do it for reps. I'll add my little plate right here so I can get down to the right position, and we'll kind of go from there. Let's. I think I'll do this one more time just to really get a good feel of it, and then we'll add the other weights and go from there. All right, let's get one more little warm up. Yeah, this one felt a little bit better, but I'm gonna be safe because I already hit heavier weights earlier in the week, so no need to. I'll let you guys. I'll catch you guys up in a second. All right, let's get a few working reps. I'll get some on here so you guys can see, and then I'll head to deadlifts once I get all done with this workout. And this is what I was talking about, like the cedar thing, just so I don't kill myself. Whew. That was nice. But yeah, that definitely felt heavier than it should. So right here is going to be a good sticking point, well, stopping point, and working around here. Probably do it for three more three more sets of five. Really making sure I engage my core, not to really, relax and slack off, or else the next video would be about me and my back hurting, which we don't need. I'm already hurting in multiple places. I don't need the back to hurt either. All right, catch you guys after I finish this couple working sets. I warmed up a little bit with the 45s on each side, and yeah, everything feels heavy right now. So I'm going to be playing it safe, probably just do the 25s on each side, and just kind of go for reps. Probably hit maybe 4 of 10. Really focus on good form, exploding up with it, and just being, chill about it. I ain't trying to. There's no prize at the end of this, so I just got to be cautious. And then after all this is said and done, we'll do a quick little activation warm up before the run. Right now, knee-wise, it's 50-50. 50-50. We'll see how everything feels after some rolling out and some activation drills. Shoe-wise, it's very solid. Very solid. I felt very grounded when I was doing the squats, which I'm excited once I put like really heavier weight on there to see how that's going to go. But felt very grounded, very stable, which is really nice. Same thing with the deadlifts, minus obviously this feels heavy for me at the moment. Very solid. I like the feel of it. Definitely recommend. I wonder how it would feel with socks on, but without socks, just as good. All right, one more little warm up before we start getting into the working set. Let's see how this feels like. I could do 45s, but it would be like 5 sets of 3, 5 sets of 4, 4 sets of 4. I don't know. We'll see. And usually when you do heavier weights, you brace yourself better than with the lighter weights. So I guess we'll find out in a few seconds, won't we? So obviously I didn't listen to myself. I'm doing the 2 45s on each side. I already did a test run of it, so I was able to do 1 set of 4. So I didn't do it and get hurt, at least. So there's that. It felt pretty good. I was only able to, like I said earlier, get to 4. So I'll probably just stick there. I'll do 2 more sets of 4 reps, and then we'll do some activation stuff, do the run, get some B-roll of me doing all the band work, rolling out, and I hope to God that the 5-minute run does not destroy me. Sad to say, but that's how it goes. That's life. Alright, we'll record the last set. Hopefully my back doesn't explode mid-camera. Wouldn't that suck? That ended well. All right. This is where boys become men. Oh, God. Hopefully, everything goes well later. Well, you'll just see a couple of activation stuff and we'll kind of go from there. Just doing a couple just band walks just to wake everything up real quick. Even though I did lift, still got to do the process. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. All right. Whew. Felt that. All right, monster walks. Hopefully I don't run out of film. Sheesh. Oh. Whew. Oh, I felt it a little bit on the monster walks. You gotta be careful. So when I get on the treadmill, I'm gonna go really slow. Really, really slow. Oh, this freaking sucks, dude. This is complete trash. Being injured is trash. Fucking stupid. Whew. God damn. You guys may not be able to hear it, but they're playing all the classic rock from the early 2010s. Crazy. It's going crazy in here. But I'm gonna do a little bit of some rolling out, and then I'll update you guys afterwards. Either this is gonna be great or the worst thing ever. Hello again. Just to give a quick update from the 5-minute run. It actually went pretty good. I was at around like a 2 out of 10 discomfort slash pain, so I was able to kind of manage through it. So what I'm gonna probably end up doing for the next day is doing another 5-minute, doing the same type of warm-ups, and trying the run again. Depending on location, because on Monday I'll be in the office. I might have to do it either early in the morning after drop-offs, or after work and doing it outside, because one could do it on a treadmill, one can do it outside. Just really depends. And I went really slow. I went 10-minute pace, really nice and controlled. Didn't try to push myself too hard. Stayed nice and easy. So I'm glad the knee felt good. Later on in the day, it did okay. There was some slight discomfort, but I think it was just putting ice on it. I think that's the only thing that made it really any type of real pain. Other than that, slow progress, good progress. going forward with it. We'll see how it manages the next day with the next 5 minutes, and then we'll kind of slowly build up on that. That will be the goal for the following week. Just building up the 5 minute tolerances on the treadmill, outside, making sure I don't go too fast. My aspirations and goals for the race in the less than 2 months, to be determined. We're going to have to see how the rest of this month goes and gauge where my body will be at. Mostly the knee. I think I'm going to have to really work on low and slow. Being careful on my intensity. If I'm going to do any type of hard workouts, it will literally just have to be the only one for the day, and maybe use short hill sprinting or strides to have the second workout. So have like a S tier and then like a B tier workout. So that will kind of have to be the plan. I know it sucks personally, but that's how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated more, and I'm gonna try something different with my shorts. There'll be maybe a mini series of some of the things I would have wished my younger self would have done, some advice, some tips and tricks, stuff with high school, college, sports, and anything in that nature. But until then, have a good one, enjoy your week, and if you're not trying to be at the top, just be at the bottom. See you later.